baby. It's time to ride the funk train. It is Big and Funky Productions on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the year of our Lord, Funk Nasty. What's my name? Funk Master V, not Funk Nasty. Good grief. Well, maybe they know.
Well, I thought you were Hunk Master.
Oh, that's just a couple of a couple ladies from Canada call me that. But and Tracy Yaste, the star of WJHC AM, is with me, and we've got a lot of things to talk about tonight, and a lot of things going on in the world of Big and Funky. And Tracy, we're going to have to change the podcast because all of our little funky friends are. We're going to have to change the date and the time. We're going to start sliding over, I think, to Thursdays at 8 o'clock, and we will make a big ballyhoo about that. But a lot of our little funky friends aren't going to be able to do Wednesday nights, and I'm proud of Luke. Luke has been somebody who all he wants to do is play music. And Luke's a funny guy because he gets his feelings hurt easy. He hears something, and you have to work hard. I think he always thinks people comes to him with gigs, but he's actually worked hard and fought, and playing music and getting paid for it is a knife fight. It's a dog eat dog thing. There's a lot of animosity with these paying gigs, and he's finally got a lot of gigs coming up in music, and he's pretty darn good. If you like the guitar player at the bar singing songs that and some obscure tunes. He does a lot of stuff that a lot of people haven't heard in a long time. He doesn't just play all like Brown Eyed Girl or by Van Morrison or whatever. I mean, he does a lot of cool tunes and some of the ones that but he's finally playing a lot up in Gatlinburg and stuff like that, and he's getting paid a lot of money, and so he's going to miss Wednesday nights. And he's about to get a contract with Margaritaville. Well, I don't know if we can talk about that. I guess it doesn't matter. He's getting a bigger contract to play music, and that's going to be good. And he quit his full-time job. Did he say this last week on the show? Am I repeating this for the people that watch this? Was he talking about this? Okay. Well, that's what's going on with Luke.
I think he did.
My computer was out for about 10 days. If you remember 2 weeks ago, we had this big meeting with 10 people after we went off the air. Kandi was here, and Travis, and Amber, and Tony Hack, and whoever else knows who else. We had this big meeting of all the stuff we were going to do, and a lot of the linchpin is my computer. The linchpin to the Big and Funky Productions is this computer that I bought. I bought a brand new, hot, sexy, terrific computer. I have no idea what that was. Did you see that?
Sorry.
By the way, okay. Now you've glitched out. Now you've got a funny, glitchy face smiling at me. Okay, now you're doing all right. So, did you hear what that was? Do not use. Did you see that?
That's my face. That's just my face.
Okay, you're freezing now. Okay, so anyway, the linchpin to the Big and Funky Productions train is this computer. I bought a brand new, close. It's got so many cool lights and stuff inside of it. It looks like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's been a colossal piece of crap. Well, we found out that the internal hard drive was nasty, and that was kind of the main problem. But anyway, I've been out of the game for about 10 days. And there's been a lot of stuff happen that's put me behind schedule and a few things. But we're going to be tomorrow. Actually, tonight. There's actually some cool stuff that I want to talk about tonight. But what's going on in your world in the Big and Funky universe, Trace? Thank you. So what's going on?
Sorry,
with
you glitched out. Now I'm like, where are we? Who are you? What is this? I'm confused.
Yes. I hope we're not glitching out because my stuff is great. I don't know. It looks like it's coming through pretty well. But what's going on in your world with the Big and Funky universe?
You're glitching on my end.
You're fine. I look.
Well, I worked a gig up in Sevierville. Did a stagehand thing.
Doing for who?
Built stage, then tore down a stage. Actually, we didn't tear down the stage. I thought we were going to tear down the stage. The National Quartet Convention.
Oh my God!
I didn't get to see any of it.
Well, thank
So
God
sad.
for that.
But the Monkees are playing at the Tennessee Theater this weekend, and I might get to do that load, maybe.
Who,
Hey, we're
who's
the Monkees.
who's left of the
I love the
Monkees?
Monkees.
Who's left? Dave Jones died, right? Or was that his name?
I have
Dave
no
Jones?
idea. I don't know.
Nesmith is the guy that started MTV, right? Peter Tork. Is he still alive?
I don't love them that much.
Well, I mean, I don't even like him, and I know all the guys of the band, and I know, like, I think Dave Jones. Who's singing then? That's interesting. I don't know who would be singing for the Monkees. I don't know. When John Lennon
have an
died,
encyclopedia for a brain. I don't. I don't.
You're
Yeah.
smarter than I am. What are you talking about? So
I know that John Lennon died.
Good. Well,
I don't have an. It's not. It's my smarts are in creativity. My smarts are not in like recollection.
Really, I've never heard you ever admit a weakness before.
And now, yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yes, you have. You've heard me like admit a million weaknesses.
I've never.
But you're gonna recast me. My performance is shit. We're already done filming. I think you're gonna recast me. You're just gonna refilm everything with a better actress. And
that's just low self-esteem, and that's
a flaw.
I've never heard you admit a flaw. You've exhibited flaws all the time, but I've never heard you admit flaws.
Of course, because I'm a human.
Right.
Well,
we all admit flaws. Admit flaws. Some of us don't admit flaws.
No, I admit them all the time. Like, you just ain't listening.
So here's what I don't know. I think that's the first time. All right. So here's what's going on.
Okay.
Let me pull this up real quick. People, what?
Well, I do want to take a moment to give a shout out to my friend Jeffrey in Lira, Uganda. If anybody wants to go on my Facebook page, we're doing a fundraiser for the children in Lira, Uganda. They are overrun with AIDS orphans.
No.
For real. And we're selling T-shirts. And I can, if that T-shirt design is crap, you can call me or send me a DM, and I will design a whole new T-shirt if you'll just help us get some money for these kids in Lira, because they're good kids.
You've been swindled by another one of these like Nigerian princes.
And now you're frozen.
Right? No, I'm good.
No, it's not a Nigerian prince thing.
Yes, it is. I'm gonna pull this up real quick just to make sure. I'm gonna see.
No, it's not.
And who's not freezing.
Nigerian prince thing.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking good on here. I'm moving around. My head's moving. You're the one that looks like you're freezing. No, you're blinking. You just hold you hold your head a certain way. All right, so here we go. We got some good news in the world of Big and Funky. You've got a Nigerian prince. Tracy is freezing. I know she's freezing. I'm on. Somebody in the chat room says you're the one that's freezing. You're on a cell phone. I have a brand new smoking, awesome computer running at 3,000 megawatts.
Your computer should not be smoking.
Oh, it's smoking just love is what it is. So here's what we got going on in the world.
Should not be smoking. It's not healthy.
Not healthy. That's right. We'll take your eyeball. So there's a new station.
Ah, shit.
Be careful. Have you ever done this before?
I'm so sorry.
There's a new station.
Yeah, like a couple times, but
okay. There's a new station that's about to air the hike, which is called saltboxtv.com, and it's got 105 users. It can get you on Fire Stick, Roku. It's amazing. And you can watch us like basic cable. There'll be commercials and all that stuff, and we will get paid depending on how many people watch it on Saltbox. And then also, we are going to be on Intrigue TV with the hike, and that is exciting. So we've got that coming up where there's more places where more people can see us legally, which thank God for that. We are also, the hike has been accepted into the Cinema of Nations, and we are up for Best Film, which that's awesome. Another feather in the cap with Big and Funky Productions with this movie, The Hike, that people seem to like, and if it rhymes, it's true. So that's a couple of news gimmicks, and I can't believe you're talking about selling T-shirts, because my secret of the day was tomorrow we have an online store featuring a new Big and Funky T-shirt, and I'm going to see. Yes, I'm going to, and this is what I don't want to take money.
Great minds think alike.
Well, I also don't want to take money out of the Ugandans' mouths or whatever, or people in lira, but or whatever scam you've been scammed. But I'm going to.
I have not been.
Who is this person? You say he's a friend of yours? Who is this person?
Yeah, he's my Facebook friend. His name is Jeffrey.
He's a Facebook friend.
His name
so
is
he's not
Jeffrey.
a real friend.
He lives.
Okay. Well, people that scam people have names too. Did you know?
You were originally a Facebook friend.
No, you met me at a one of those Comic-Con things. You were dressed up.
Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
As Leela.
You're right.
From Futurama. You were dressed up and you tried to crochet your own eye. I didn't know what that was, but you tried to crochet your own eyeball.
It was not crocheted.
Well, it looks
you don't know
crochet. It looked like a maxi pad.
Just because it's yarn doesn't make it crochet.
Okay, well, just because it's whatever. It was some sort of threaded eyeball, and I thought you had your hair purple like Leela, which was good. And you had the white tank top, but it looked like a damn Kotex on your face. And you had a laser gun, and you were trying to shoot me to recruit me to something, and then I was like, "Get away from me!"
To the Libertarian Party.
Yes, yeah. I was like, "I'm already a part."
To register to vote.
Yes, and that was very good, and you were very outgoing that day, and kind of hot.
I was.
So, if you go to the Big and Funky Facebook page, and also on bigandfunkyproductions.com. Later tonight, we're going to display and let everybody see this ultra cool, available in pink for women, in different pink T-shirts, and also white for men. The brand new design of Skunk Moron from the movie The Hike. If you did watch the movie The Hike, Billy, the forest ranger, kicked the skunk, which we do not advocate kicking skunks. It's very bad, but he called it a moron. It got a big laugh. So there's a T-shirt for that. So check that out. If you like the movie, if you want to support us, we do get a certain percentage of the sale. We will not help children in Africa. Unfortunately, we will help make more movies. So
no, you pick your charities accordingly. Whatever.
Yes. So not take the food, but so every week on our podcast, we will have a brand new shirt for the next 5-6 weeks available to store. 4, 5, 6 weeks, something like that. We have quite a few designs, and we're just going to kind of put them out in stages. Coming up at the end of the month, I'm going to talk to the guy that owns the Maryville Drive-In, and he's going to have we're going to have to hash it out, but we're going to have a double feature. The Hike and WJHC around Halloween, and it will be the premiere at a drive-in theater. It's going to be so fun. We're going to get out and throw the football and roast marshmallows, or do hijinks, put potatoes in the tailpipe. But also, the WJHC AM is the movie we've been working on this year. It's taken a little bit longer than we wanted because life does that type of thing, and we've been trying to learn the industry, I mean, it's like we've been working on The Hike retroactively to try to get that out to different platforms, and we've got kind of a good base now. So hopefully these things will start to chug along a little bit more efficiently or whatever. But, WJHC AM a form of it will be out there. And Tracy does a great job. She's really the second lead in this movie, even though we put her on the end of the poster.
Yeah, well,
it's because we didn't want to.
I was a repellent bitch. It's fine.
I don't know. I think she's got some good attributes there. Did you ever read the bio about Nancy's character on the website?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I read that before we filmed or anything. Like,
no, it's on the new. It's on the website.
You told me about it.
But I'm saying, did you see what the bio on the WJHC AM website? Did you read that one?
I think I probably did, but like I've had a lot of trauma, like ongoing, so I don't recall it.
I've had a lot of trauma with
I'll have to reread it.
Keeping my goatee straight today.
That's such a white people problem.
It's
first word white people.
It's all over the place, but it's like a mirror. It's like I sit there and I'm thinking it looks bad over here, so it's like I'm doing this. It's crazy. Let's autograph some chests. Yes, let's do that. That's a good idea. That's Dustin idea. Coolest drive-in is Lexington, Virginia, Hull's Drive-In. What makes a cool drive-in? I always thought a cool drive-in would be one with a playground for the kids and kind of away from the thing. So when they're not running around, if you're trying to watch the damn movie, they can kind of go over there. That's a good one with a good concession stand, maybe some hot girls on roller skates. The Maryville Drive-In in Halls, or what? The Maryville Drive-In in Maryville, it's awesome. I like it's kind of got those old-timey signs and stuff. You kind of need that. Did you know, I didn't know this, did you know that drive-ins are only in the United States? There's no other country that has drive-in theaters. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. I know they're very much dying out. It's sad.
Oh, yeah, but it's
I love drive-ins.
It's kind of on the DL, but it's dying out. But it's still when there's something there. Danimal is the guy, and Danimal's going to be in this movie too. WJHC, which is coming out near Halloween. It's like he knows the guy that owns it now. I don't even know how much it would cost to even run and operate it, but it would be a blast. I would love to do that. Maybe when I'm older or in another life.
Well, the Palace Theater here in Maryville is for sale and has been for forever. We could run Rocky Horror all through October. It'd be amazing. I've been trying to convince somebody to give me this theater, just buy this for me, and let me run some shows. It'll be fun.
That sounds like that terrific idea about throwing a party with unlimited funds. I mean, you think somebody's going to buy a theater and give it? How much do they want for the Palace Theater in Maryville?
I don't remember. I haven't looked it up in quite a few months.
Well, good.
Wait.
I don't know.
Don't pick on me.
I'm not picking on you. You just said look it up on Zillow while we're talking. I'd like to know. So yeah, man, Cinema of the Nations, new date and time for the podcast. It's gonna be Thursday. Oh, I want to talk about this. Now, you said something very strange. I asked you if you're a Game of Thrones fan, and you said I watched all of them. You didn't say yes. You said I watched it all. Did you read the books?
I had to see the end.
Did you see the books? Did you read the books? Did you see books and not read?
The books aren't done. The books are not done.
Did you read the
I
books?
didn't. No.
Okay.
I did not.
What's going on with that guy?
Because the series isn't finished. I have no idea. He's probably coked up and passed out in a hooker's ass. Sorry. What?
Wow. And what's funny, you glitched out when you said it.
I don't know. He seems to be a party guy.
You said, well, it was like you glitched out and it was like,
that's awesome.
Hooker's ass. Anyway. Good word to.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. But
that is fantastic.
I don't know what's going on with that guy, but they're coming out with a new series. Did you hear about that?
Oh yeah, Graham McTavish is in it.
Yeah. What do you think about? I just want to put this out here, and I defended people telling the story that they want to tell, and I was probably one of the last people on the train of the last year of Game of Thrones being god awful, because I defended it and I was like, it's how they wanted to finish it. It's how they wanted to tell the story, leave them alone. But looking back, there were some things that were just terrible. Like, I don't mind Daenerys. What's her name? Daenerys, the blonde Targaryen, Danny, we called her, the good-looking one. Well, they're all good.
Yeah, yeah.
All the women on that show is good-looking. So anyway, the blonde one though, the queen. I didn't mind her turning evil at the end. Are you with me?
Yeah. I did. I was mad. I was upset. Gabe walked out of his bedroom and was all like, yo ho, and I'm like, what?
Was he helicoptering? Oh, good. I'm glad he's in a good mood. Okay, but yeah. I don't mind it because she's crazy. That was the thing. Is the Targaryens were nuts. But what cracks me up, if you think about it, are all these people who named their daughters, all these single moms named their daughters Daenerys. Their children are going to grow up and go, why did you name me after that psychotic, crazy ass? Because they didn't know for years. They were like led astray. This person was going to be the feminine liberal hero. You know, another thing about Game of Thrones that I like is it showed the flaws. Obviously, everything shows the flaws. All entertainment shows the flaws of like right-wing thinking in politics, because everybody's kind of every Hollywood person's kind of against the Republicans or whatever. But I always thought Daenerys, I don't know how to put it, Dany to Targaryen. I thought it was interesting how she was kind of this liberal, and it showed the fallacy of a lot of liberal thinking. Because like when you try to do things too much socially for the people and government, it's going to change everything. There was a lot of backlash and stuff. Now she morally was right a lot of times, but it was like sometimes a lot of that stuff doesn't work. And I kind of thought that was an interesting dichotomy, because normally you have like Hollywood always shows the liberals as the good guys and the conservatives as the bad guys, and it kind of showed both in that. I thought that was kind of interesting. But the new story is about her bloodline, and it's going to be several centuries before. And I got to tell you, I just don't give a shit. I think the last season was so bad, I just don't care. It's like I don't care about these people. I don't care about this story anymore. I definitely don't care about the whoever the Targaryens, I guess is how you pronounce it.
Targaryen, I think.
Targaryen, yeah.
Isn't it?
But what was your favorite moment of Game of Thrones?
I have no idea. Like,
Don't just come up with something.
I like, well, what's her
the episode with Sam
name?
Hewitt.
Sam wasn't in any of it. He auditioned like 8 times though, and he was very sad that he didn't get any of the parts that he auditioned for.
Well, that should tell you something about him.
Sam wasn't in it.
Yeah.
I like the girl who has no name. What that chick? When she went around on her that chick. I loved her whole arc. I don't remember what her name is actually, but she had no name for a while. What are you talking
about? Everybody has a name on that show.
She didn't for a while. Did you even watch?
Are you talking about the woman with no face? By the way, your face. I'm going to freeze this. There you go. your face. I'm going to freeze this and I'm going to send it to you. This is what you've looked like for about 5 minutes on the show. It's the worst thing to freeze on. Oh man. Yeah, she's I love this. This is great. You're gonna have to not be on your phone anymore. Your fucking face. This is wonderful, Tracy. Yeah, she is all about this Sam Heughan guy who's with this. He's a softcore porn actress for Outlander. This is wonderful. No, I'm going to keep it. I want you to see this. I hope this works.
Oh, gracious.
That is what look at your face. That's what your face froze as.
I can't see anything. It's a black screen for me.
No, it is. Let me see. No, everybody else sees this.
Well, it's gone now.
Oh, look at it real quick before it goes away. Shit. You can't,
I'm sorry.
Anyway, no, I froze it. I took a screen.
Did you screenshot it?
Yes. That's good.
I heard you saying you were going to save something, so I took a screenshot of my side so I could show you and we could compare.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're talking about all sorts of ridiculous stuff here with you frozen. But are you frozen again, or you just? This show's gonna be 25 minutes of me talking here by myself.
It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. We may end early. I think what's funny, Kandi was supposed to be on the show tonight.
And then she said babies and yeah.
Oh, did she respond?
She did in the cast chat. She said that the baby won't let her, essentially. He's an adorable dictator. Now, don't end it early. I'm gonna fix this. Hang on.
Nope, ended it early.
Control C.
Get it out of here.
No, don't do it. I did.
Don't yell into the mic. Nobody wants to hear that.
You're triggering my abandonment trauma.
Well, it's fine. We'll talk a few more things. We'll end it a little early. Luke's not here either. Luke's playing music. He said he was going to chime in. Amber can't do Wednesday nights. Kandi is. This is the problem with Kandi is I just kind of feel like she's. Anytime we book her in something, the baby's going to cry and poop, and that'll be the end of her. That's just what happens with mamas. But if you just chiming in, new store on Zazzle, and we'll have that on the website, bigandfunkyproductions.com. We got a brand new T-shirt we're going to debut this week. It's going to be sexy. It's about the skunk that gets booted, and Forest Ranger Billy in the hike calls it a moron. That will be the first, and that was actually that was drawn by J.D. Walker, who is Luke's daughter. And it's awesome, and everybody loves it. We're going to be on Saltbox TV. Yes, it's a great design. She just killed it. We're going to be on Saltbox TV. The hike will be, and we're still talking to Tubi. That'll be exciting. Oh, another thing's too. We asked.
How is Tubi not a porn site?
I don't know. It's not Booby. It's Tubi. What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
That reminds me. I heard something that I thought that Luke would find extremely amusing, and I wanted to tell everybody on the podcast.
Go for it.
Guess what the Dollar General is called in the UK?
The Pound Captain.
Pound Town.
Pound Town.
That makes all the Dollar General stories so much funnier. I was going on down to Pound Town when I ran into this crack whore. I'm sorry.
I dig it. I kind of
yeah.
I kind of did a thing on military. They would have generals there anyway, so I don't know. Pound General. Pound Town's better. Now, we've asked people before if they can help us with our paranormal TV show, Wrestling with Ghosts. They can come up with locations. And here's an interesting. I was going to get your take on it. Michelle Morrison sent Luke and I a message. It said, this bar, it's a Cincinnati bar. It's the oldest bar, and it's opening its doors to the public for ghost investigations. This bar and Southgate House are both haunted. I know this firsthand. This is Michelle speaking. I've always wanted to do the spirit tour at Bobby Mackey's, but haven't yet. I've taken a lot of pictures there in this particular bar, and I've seen a lot of orbs. We don't really get excited about orbs, but it's a lot of people do. I always think orbs are 99% of the time dust or bugs. Maybe you guys need to do a Cincinnati trip to hit some of these up in several other places. Now, Michelle, if any chance you're watching this, we did do an episode in Hamilton, Ohio, which is right outside Cincinnati, called Post Town Elementary School, and it was a good episode. In fact, it's one of my favorite episodes of season 2. It was a good one. But I'd like to go up. Cincinnati's a cool place, kinda. It's one of the coolest places in Ohio. I'm more fond of.
Isn't it the only place in Ohio?
There's tons of places. There's tons of places in Ohio. There's Dayton. There's Sandusky, Columbus, Geneva. Sure. Have you been to any of these? Cincinnati? Have you?
Clearly, you've been everywhere. You're like Johnny freaking Cash.
Well, it's just Ohio, man. It's not anything. It's not like Hawaii or Mexico. Oh, somebody said they also
I've
have.
Never been. I don't know.
They also have Pound Plus and Poundland, and also Pound Town.
I
want to see what.
Don't.
Oh, that one's your dirty underwear over there.
It's not dirty underwear. There's like zero underwear. It's a whole bunch of pairs of jeans that I wear for like 5 minutes, and then when I come back home after like an hour in a pair of jeans.
It's kind of skanky over there. What you got over there?
Oh, shut up! Oh my gosh, you're so rude.
There's a lot of, you gotta frame the place to where people don't see your secret underwears.
That's
look at all that. Look at all
leave
that.
studio with the do not use. Ha! Ha 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 ha! I win.
Do you? You just glitched out again. Look at your face now. Look at what you're doing to our podcast. Are you kidding me? Yeah, this is. I got to take a picture of this because I've got the other one. You're terrible. Look at this. I just love the fact that people are going to be going by this.
That's actually a good face that it froze on. Cute. That's pretty all right.
But now it's frozen on one where
it
smells
that
like.
Needs to be on a t-shirt. You use the flash.
Your face now, you're frozen again, and your face now looks like you just smelled something. Well, it looks like a viewer looking at your unmade.
Oh, that's terrible.
And yeah, that one was pretty bad. But are you going to be able to fix this by next week? You're going to have 8 days, and now she's gone. All right. Hey, I can do this all day. I don't need friends. I don't need anybody. We can sit here and talk, baby. I talked all the time. A place called the Pound Stretcher. Jesus, that does say that's. The British people over there have some funny names of a lot of different things, man. I mean, I know in a game of pool, you screw the ball. You don't put English on it. You screw it, and then you don't pocket them. They get potted. So back when pot was a big deal, and now nobody cares about pot. But yeah, that definitely couldn't have been on television. And I miss billiards on ESPN. That was so cool. Now you turn it on, it's like some crappy college team that you never heard of playing basketball or women's lacrosse, and you're like, I don't want to see that. Pool? Put it on there. If anybody out there is going to ever watch this, ESPN people, put pool back on TV, man. It's cheap. It's cool to look at. The girls look good when they bend over. I don't have to spell this out for you. Nobody wants to see kickboxing from the Philippines. So anyway, I think Tracy has fired herself from production of the podcast. Hey, there you are, pretty girl. What are you doing now? You all right? Can you hear anything? You're fired. So there's her. So Big and Funky Productions to die. Not every one of these is going to be a hit, baby. Not every one of these is going to be a tremendous podcast, especially if we have people using cell phone technology. She's struggling here. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do us all a favor. I'm going to pull a bullet in this head here on this podcast. Appreciate you guys watching. Tune in next week. We're going to have a lot of new people on the show next week. Well, hopefully Tracy will get us a guest. That's her job, and we'll do that. But the main thing I want you to remember is we're going to have a premiere of WJHCAM, hopefully a double feature at the Maryville Drive-In near around Halloween. It will be wonderful. Tracy's back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, that's not too bad.
So overexposed. I hate this camera.
Well, you just got to put on a deeper bass. You just got to get some, because I had something going on
I
over here.
am not going to do a trailer park tan. No.
You should.
No.
You know, one time a girl was, because I was pretty cute in high school. I had this girl come up unsolicited, and she I always used to wear white T-shirts with these really cool jams. I always had jams on, like different colors, all sorts of fruity colors. And this girl laid on me, hugging me unsolicited. And when she got up, her face was on my t-shirt.
Stayed.
Yeah, it was the outline of a makeup with the eyeballs and she looked like a Recessa Annie doll or something. So you're not glitching. Is that your face for real, or are you glitching again?
This is my face for real.
Just keep moving. I need to know. Yeah, okay. Just kind of do this. It's like a screensaver. You don't have
back and forth like a crazy person.
You don't need to nauseate anybody. You just need to kind of do something very slowly, like a screensaver. No, that's crazy. Nobody wants to see that. You just do something like this. And you also, if anybody's watching this on a plasma screen television, we won't jack up their plasma. That's it. What is it doing? What is that guy doing?
He's sleeping.
Beautiful.
He's passed out. He's not shoving his needle toes in my skin, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I do remember Skids, the MC Hammer Pants, but I got to tell you, the best jams should always be in fashion. In fact, I don't know why they're not. The Bermuda shorts, the multicolored things, they were awesome. I was wearing that when everybody else was wearing flannel. Because to be honest, even though the 90s fashions weren't that bad when you look back at old fashions, it's kind of like the 50s look pretty good. And now the 70s do, just in a comical way. We got a hero coming in, I think. Let's see if he makes it. Dad Pod Jones.
A hero, eh?
Well, yeah.
He gonna save you from having to look at me?
Well, you're wonderful. You just have been glitching the whole time, and so is he. This is trying to do
Glitchy McGee.
This is trying to do a podcast in East Tennessee where we don't have effing technology.
We're doing the best we can.
Yeah, I mean, it's like spit and wire. I just got an Apple credit card, and technology on my phone, I can't get the damn thing to kind of sync up, and then effing this and effing that. And what else happened today? Oh, the Zazzle store. I can't get the damn products to load. I don't know if that's terrible. I don't know if that's a technology thing or an internet thing, or if it's just
or is it of anything?
I don't think so.
Do you want me to take a look?
I would have before tonight. This performance of your computer and stuff tonight, I think we're good.
That was the phone.
Oh, here's Dad Bob Jones.
Maybe.
What is going on tonight?
Black screen Jones.
Yeah. We'll wait and see if he's moving around. I knew this wouldn't, by the way, when he said I'm going to be doing a live from the concert, I knew it was going to A, sound like ass, and B, be glitchy as hell.
Well, at least he didn't break the cherry on the glitchy. I did, so it's okay.
The new iOS 15 pisses me off. Why does it piss you off? That's Lori Ramsey. Lori Ramsey's
Hi, Lori.
Associate of the Sarah Gooses, where we just Wrestling with Ghosts had an episode of up there in Easton, PA. You can check that out on the Sci TV. And Dad Bod Jones is not working properly today. Too many glitches.
Wrong, but I'm pretty sure I have family that lives in Cincinnati that we could probably get free housing.
Free what? I'd rather have free food.
Place to stay.
I don't want to stay. I see. Is everything crocheted up there? Those people crochet their own furniture and stuff. I don't want to sleep on it. So. I don't want to sleep on a crocheted bed if you don't mind. If they can give me a free food, if they prepared it in pots and pans that weren't crocheted, I would be down. Which is an adorable asset. What is going on over there? I don't even know what's going on. There's something over here moving. What is that?
Is it Demo?
No, he's asleep. There's like something on the bed that is moving, and it's about the size of a small television set. There may be some sort of animal in the house. And really, right now, I don't want to get up and look. Now stop moving. I think I'm high. I think it's what's happened.
Yeah, or you finally pissed off enough ghosts that they sent something after you. Hey, crap! What the hell are you doing, cat?
Well, at least I don't piss off animals. Good grief. All right, so it's a ghost. Oh, Jill's here. Oh, now we got to act.
Hi, Jill.
We got to act professional. Jill's here.
Why?
She's.
I don't know how to act professional.
I can tell you're doing you're podcasting off of a Commodore 64 tonight, and it's struggling. I don't know. This thing's could stop moving. There's something on the. We have a chest. And
I should hope so. That's where all your organs are.
Good job. Good joke. And then there's a thing under. It's like a black sheep. We only have one pet. Who the hell knows what's going on? I don't smoke nothing. That's what scares me. I wish I did sometimes. It would explain a lot of the stuff that I witness. Dude, I've been so effing busy this week, Tracy. It's been a good week. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's happened that's been good, but I've made so much money in 4 days. It's unreal. But the bad thing is I'm scared to death of the IRS. The IRS is already after my ass, and I can't stand them. I can't stand the IRS. So every time I have a payday that is like, but dang, I don't want to be like tasteless, but it's like this huge amount of money. I'm like, the IRS is going to take this motherfucking shit from me and then put me in a tax bracket. It's just awful. It's like, this is first world problems. I know most people are struggling.
No, that's every place in the world problems, actually.
Yes, it's just
everybody gets fucked by taxes.
Yes, and you got these people that think you're selfish because you're like, I don't think the IRS. I run a company where if something breaks, I fix it, and I got to put gas in it, and I have to advertise, and the government says that they deserve a quarter of it. Of what I earn, and they don't, and then you'll have liberals get on here.
Do anything except for like pave some roads that they then
and they don't
fell
pay
apart.
The word. The roads are terrible. Yeah. We'd be better off. Yes, we'd be better off.
Freaking infrastructure shit, the social network, the freaking safety nets are shit. The government owned, or the government run freaking social programs are shit. I mean, look at my experience from the last year. And I can't even go into it.
You can't.
But I sure as fuck would.
Well, you don't have to use the F. I mean, we're trying to be.
I do apologize.
We're about to release a religious movie at the end of the month, and here you are swearing.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to be like the biggest religion. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
You are a station manager.
I need to act right. That's not me.
You're a station manager of a gospel station. You have people will be looking up to you from now on, and they'll be wanting to get discounts for radio advertising. What was your favorite scene to shoot in the movie, by the way? I want to get you out. I know you're people out here. This thing gets anywhere from 100 to 200 views, every week. And you've been hurting, and it's nobody's business. But I want to get you out of the funk. Even though I am the funk, I want to get you out of the funk. The funk not only moves, it can remove. So what was your favorite memory of shooting this movie that we're about to release at the end of the month?
I was endlessly amused standing on the other side of the door while y'all were filming the Cut and Tongues. I was literally like turning different shades from holding my breath because if I breathed, I was going to cackle. Like full on guffaw. That's,
something that's probably one of the parts of the movie I'm most worried about because I do think that could offend a lot of people. Everything else is pretty much a caricature of religion. And I'm afraid that there's some people who are into that kind of Pentecostal stuff. But actually what the crazy thing is I saw this thing happen with my own eyes. Most of this movie, as far as before everything goes crazy, because it is a horror movie, but before everything goes crazy, most of the stuff I saw is based on reality. And I can't tell Tell's out of school, but she's not watching it because she's supposed to be on the show tonight. The effing competition part was Kandi's idea. And then she went to South Carolina or North Carolina. And I'm doing my hand like this because it's fun to talk like this. But she went to North Carolina, Miss Pocketbook. And I'm going to tell you something, too. I know that she was in East Tennessee. If you talk to Kandi now on the phone, she sounds like effing Gone with the Wind. It's like, oh, I do declare.
Charleston gets in your blood, darling.
I sing in a band called, I'm in a heavy metal band called Hesperian, and I'm going to sing some heavy metal songs. I mean, it's the craziest thing here to sound like that now. But anyway, she goes down there and she gets around a lot of her family who's religious, and she's like, I can't be participating in this movie. I can't have a role. Because she was actually going to play Nancy, which is the role that you play. Yeah. I think you killed it, because she could have played my love interest, but then it would have looked like I'm a filmmaker. Look like
y'all were really together.
Yeah, it's like I'm a filmmaker and I keep casting my girlfriend or something in it, you know. And we didn't want to, because that was really, I think you killed this role. By the way, you did a great job. Because your role actually was the only role, because me or Luke or whoever, Kirby helped too, but whoever, we just picked who we wanted, or I made a part for this particular person. Your role, even though you were a friend of mine, was the only role that we casted for, and there were people from 5 states. And it was, when we have time to go back, I'll show you all the auditions. There were some people who did some really, really good auditions, but Nancy was thin, and there were a couple ladies who were voluptuous and also heavy set, and I felt like Nancy needed to be thin because she needs to be unlikable, and it's hard to not like someone who is heavy, because you kind of think, oh, they're sweet, I don't want to give them a hug.
Squishy, and how I hug them.
Yeah, and something, if a woman is built a certain way, sexually looking, then people are like, I don't want to hate her, I just want to see, hopefully she takes her shirt off. The skinny thing, it's like, skinny, that means she probably she judges people harshly or something like that. I don't know. I don't mean you. I'm just saying the natural thing of a woman being skinny. I guess I'm getting myself in a lot of trouble.
Is that the presumption? Like, is that like the normal attitude about?
Well, if you think of an
evil, slender.
If you think of an evil woman, like if I said that this woman is unlikable and selfish and judgmental and harsh and cruel, I mean, you're going to probably come up with, she's probably thin. Like if you had to draw, she's probably a thin woman. I'm not saying all thin women are evil, but like,
I feel like you've been hurt by somebody's scrawny.
Yes, this woman Nancy. You played her, and she was actually my station manager in real life of a radio station I worked for, and she was an awful human, and she was thin.
It makes me sad that you've made this like presumption about all skinny women. They're just
see, that's the problem with anything these days, is you can have a black guy in a movie, and the black guy could be a total asshole, and then people are going to be like, you are now portraying all black people as this particular asshole, and you're like,
you were just saying that you expect that, like, if somebody says it's a judgmental, hateful, spiteful bitch, you're going to think she's skinny.
But that's not saying all skinny people are that way. And it's just a flavor. It's like, if someone is heavy set, they can't be judgmental, right? Because they have, and I'm just saying, as a character development, they have a visual flaw that some people would say someone who's heavy has a visual flaw. Like they have some sort of exposed weakness. Someone who is thin has kind of this, all their sins are guarded. Like they're projecting like everything is okay, but they have like a hidden, like if it's a bad person, they have a hidden sin. And that's kind of what, it's like a sneaky thing is what I was wanting to portray.
See, and again, I would think that a heavier set person would be able to hide more sins, because there's like more places to, and they got more clothes. Like their clothes are bigger, and they can wrap things in them. And
that's right. They can hide weapons and also their drugs in their roles. I'm just saying that if you're going into the whole realm of trying to portray trying to get somebody to feel a certain way, did you make yourself look silly? Like you didn't make yourself look attractive when you played this person. You made her look a certain way.
Severe. Yeah.
Severe.
I tried to look severe and just contemptuous.
Yes. And also, like, you tried to make her look, you didn't doll yourself up. They had the chains when they got. That's all I'm saying is this was a vehicle. Getting someone who's extremely thin was a way to get a certain reaction, gut check reaction. Okay. And I'm not saying all women who are thin are this way. If I cast a black guy that was a thief, I'm not trying to say all black guys are thieves. If I cast a nice Southern woman who was heavy set, who gave everybody hugs, I'm not saying all heavy set women are nice. I'm just saying sometimes there is when you cast a character and you want it to look a certain way, it was for a certain reason. So that's all I'm saying. Okay. Because you're wanting an initial response to a character. Mm-hmm. Your friend from Europe says Tracy does have a Miss Hannigan vibe. And Lori says I hide sins everywhere. Well, we all do, and that's kind of the point of this movie too. Is that you can't judge a book by its cover. The moral of the story is that all these people who say there's certain things, I think we expose a lot of the people in the movie are very flawed individuals. It is a comedy, it is a horror, but there are levels to certain characters, and the people that come out don't really. The characters in this thing have a lot of levels. So anyway, so what I was trying to say, and we got off on this thing because I think when I was talking about that, like 9 people jumped off the feed because they were like, well, yeah, they're thinking that I'm saying all skinny people are evil or something.
Well, I'm glad that you clarified. Maybe they'll come back.
Well, I doubt it. But like skinny people are fine people. I'm just saying we wanted someone who's severe and shrewd. And that's somebody with 0% body fat, I think would fit that definition. So anyway, and that's what ruled out some of the other performances. Mm-hmm. Some people I didn't think fit that, but you played that role perfectly. I don't think Kandi could have played that role. Whoops, I'm getting called. You did that role terrifically, wonderfully well, and I can't wait for people to see it. And I think that's the thing too, is I think once we piece this together, you don't know, but I think my character's kind of like an observer, and almost, even though I'm going to be in the movie a lot, which I wish I wasn't, I'm just kind of like the eyes of the audience. Mm-hmm. And actually, I'm one of the least funny characters in the movie. I think Arlo and you steal the movie. And there's some other things too. We'll see how it plays out. You never know until you put the damn thing together and have the ebb and flow of it. You don't really know what you've got. So, but there are a lot of great performances. But going back to that scene you were talking about with the cutting tongues, Kandi came up with the idea to make an actual competition, which and made it more like it was an advertised fight, like a boxing match. And what we're talking about are these people, and this is what I saw. We had 2 churches one time. For anybody not knowing what I'm talking about here, we're making a movie about a Southern gospel radio station during the end of days. If Y2K was actually the end of time, which you're old enough to know, I think, Tracy, that during Y2K, people were all around saying that it was going to be the end of the world. And there were people that were like working out and hoarding food and buying all this stuff and putting it in places. So anyway, we lived with that. And then when Y2K happened in Australia,
shit ever.
It was like, nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
I think
the computers just rolled over. And everybody's like, huh.
Yeah. And so I think a computer in Australia didn't boot up right away or something. That was the only thing that happened, like some guy's PC at home didn't boot up properly.
His Commodore 64.
That's right. His Commodore. He was trying to do a podcast too before they even existed. So that's the problem. And then Jesus comes back. And then if you weren't taken up with the rapture, what would happen if all the monsters of the night started we have to defend the radio station basically at that point. So that's the premise. And the reason we got this idea, we weren't even going to do this movie. In fact, I was telling Luke, we had Camp Smokey was going to be the next one, which is going to be his big shot on camera, at least.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I was telling him, dude, we need to do a movie about my experiences in the Southern Gospel radio station. He goes, we'll do it. And so I wrote it fast. I wrote it in about 2 weeks, and everybody who's read it really thought this is really funny. And it's based, the stuff inside the radio station is based on real shit that I experienced. So I saw these two people, and you got to kind of lay this out, because I remember Travis, we were shooting these scenes of church services that are being held in the Southern Gospel radio station. And he's like, what is everybody doing? Like, there are people who have never seen the Pentecostal, the kick flips, the crazy talks. Wow. Speaking of which, I'm just talking about you.
Oh, man.
You
summoned him.
I
did.
Proof
that he's a demon.
I can't believe Travis is here. Did you hear what I was saying, or did you just jump
No,
on?
I just now had time to get on, and then I tried to enter the wrong room from last week, and I was like, oh, they ended it early. But then I realized I was trying to enter the wrong room. So.
Yeah, well,
Oops.
technology's been tough. But this is Travis Graves, everybody. But anyway, K-Rose was having sex. Is that your buddy?
Yeah,
No,
that's,
what?
that's
Who?
my best friend.
Now I'm jealous, because I thought me and her had a thing going on. So anyway, we were talking about, I'm trying to tell this story because we were talking about Tracy's favorite thing to film with this movie that we're coming out with. That's going to be at the drive-in, hopefully at the end of the month. Yeah, it's Maryville Drive-In. We'll have, hopefully they'll show The Hike and WJHCAM. It'll be a big old, big and funky night down there in Maryville. So anyway, we were talking about the scene where we were cutting tongues, where there's a Pentecostal situation happening, and she said that was the funniest thing to see during the shoot, because everybody was performing. Yeah,
I was on the other side of the door.
Yeah, she was
trying not to die from laughing.
So everybody was acting this way, and I was telling her, I said, I looked over, and Travis was sitting there going, what is everyone doing? And I was like, it made me realize at that point that there are a lot of people who do not know or have never seen Pentecostal insanity, and you take that for granted. And so I had to write dialogue in there to kind of explaining, because you kind of get to the point where you're like, everybody has seen this shit before. So we're kind of poking fun at it. But like, you were sitting there, you've never seen any of the Benny Hinn stuff, or?
No, I genuinely thought you wrote that for the movie. I'd never heard of, like, I've heard of people like speaking in tongues, but I didn't know that, like, it was made such a big deal of. And then, like, the snake whole thing, I thought that was like a movie thing. Never heard of that before in my life. But then, like,
we had a snake.
There was quite a few. There was more times in this movie than in The Hike that I looked at Vinny and I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" And then you're like, "No, this really happens." And I was like, "I don't know what world I live in."
Well, we some of it was trumped up comedically.
Right.
I mean, to make it funnier. But yeah, it's yeah. So, and that's kind of what I was talking to Tracy about, was like, I kind of am afraid of the cutting tongue scene, and where we come with that. Or these people were speaking in tongues, and this came from a thing where two churches were competing, which kind of, if you are a Christian or you know anything about the Bible, this seems like it's an antithesis of what speaking in tongues was about. Was actually two churches trying to compete to see who had the better interpreter of speaking in tongues, which is this is all craziness. Well, I'm saying all this insanity. It sounds crazy coming out of my mouth, and so. So Kandi came up with, let's make it a competition where there's actually flyers, kind of like a battle of the bands, where there's actually you have flyers with the different people on it, and that part did not happen. But in our movie, it happened, but not in real life. The flyers part, where there's actually like, come to the battle of the bands, which was come to cutting tongues, and that also comes back from old Southern blues shit, where cutting heads was the term they would have for guitar players or musicians to kind of go at each other, and they would have a competition. That would be like a battle of the bands. So this is cutting tongues because they're speaking in tongues, and it's using that old Southern Mississippi kind of. We're going to be cutting tongues tonight. We're going to be cutting heads. And we had a referee in the damn Pat Riley out of Nashville, man. He was, if you've ever seen Miles Lane, who was the old bald white referee who was the referee between Holyfield and Tyson when Tyson bit Holyfield's ear off in the ring. And you ever heard his interviews after that? That's exactly when he's also, and Travis may know this, but he was the celebrity claymation ref on Celebrity Deathmatch. If anybody's ever seen that, the bald guy, like, let's get it on. That guy, that's what Pat was channeling. He did a fantastic job. And and somebody says this sounds like this is the end. Yeah, this is the end with Seth Rogen and all them guys and Craig Robinson and stuff. Great movie. We don't have the budget of this, and this is more religious, and there's more. Some of this is more. I think that's the thing about our movies are so. There's parts of it that are so serious, and there's like a moral to the story. Sometimes there is a lot of comedy, but yeah, This Is the End is great. Did you guys ever see that movie?
I did. I liked it a lot, and the Backstreet Boys were in it, so it's a huge plus.
Backstreet Boys. This is why we don't hang out all the time. Did you see This Is the End?
I have not.
Okay.
Where is it? Is it streaming somewhere?
I'm sure it's a Seth Rogen movie, but it's got like all of Seth Rogen's kind of James Franco,
All his little friends,
Craig Robinson from The Office, the chick from Harry Potter's in it. What's her name? You're a big Harry Potter fan.
I didn't know.
You mean Hermione?
The main chick from Harry Potter.
Emma Watson,
Travis?
the chick from
Yeah,
Watson?
she's in This Is the End. There's a whole scene about them saying she overhears them saying who's going to have sex with her first, and she's like, "What the F?" And it's got tons of people, man. They're all kind of like Michael Cera's in it. Asia Sani or whatever his name is, the guy from Parks and Recreation. It's a good show, but this has a flavor of that. But it's not.
It does, and I never would have thought about that until right now, until you mentioned it. That it's like a very similar movie, but in our own way. Like it's very different, but very similar.
It's a very big and funky.
Yeah.
And somebody says now it sounds like Pontypool, which I think is a movie about a radio station at the end of time, which I have heard of that. I've never seen it. Tracy, your thing's going crappy.
Nope.
So anyway, you're the producer of the show. You gotta get this figured out.
If I had a budget, I might be able to get better equipment.
Well, honey, if we had a budget, we'd make better movies. If we had a budget.
Well, I'm working on that.
All right.
I'm working on it. All the things.
So anyway,
all the things.
Well, we're done with the show. This has been a heavyweight fight, and I appreciate everybody in the chat room. Emma Watson. We got a lot of great people who stuck with us through this Tracy's horrible mess. But Travis, what do you now? I need to ask you, Travis, how do you afford to go to Florida every 2 weeks? You make $9 an hour and you have 90 kids. I don't understand how you can afford it.
Well, I do make more than $9 an hour.
You do now.
I do now, yes. Before the trips were a little tight. Now they're a little bit more loose on the trips. So I'm going again in spring, actually. So.
You can get 2 bags. Now look who's here now when we're done.
No, you're not done, David. It wouldn't let me connect. It wouldn't let me connect without Wi-Fi, so I had to.
We are done because this has been an arduous task. Tracy was trying to broadcast on a cell phone. I'm surprised we have any viewers tonight at all. But this is the time. This is like 2 weeks ago. We had like 9 people at the end of the show. We're going to move the show though.
Yeah, we got to move the show to Thursdays because I've got a paying gig on Wednesdays, and it won't let me connect on 4G, so I have to connect Wi-Fi.
East Tennessee, baby. We're having Struggleville. Well, Travis is here. Travis is bragging about how he goes to Florida all the time, and we're talking about WJHC. There's some stuff.
Did you get that? Did you get his Florida dick pic? It was nice.
I sent it to Luke. So
yeah.
I'm glad I missed that.
So glad I'm not on that chat.
Put Tracy in the chat. She wants. That's her way of saying she wants it. I had so many things to talk to you guys about. And now it's time to go. I got stuff I got to get done. But I will tell you guys this. I'll announce it to you. I've already told everybody about this twice. But new T-shirt coming to the store. The
Travis's dick pic.
JD Walker's.
Oh,
Skunk Moron. Pink T-shirt for the girls. White T-shirt for the guys. Going to be online tomorrow, so people can buy the hell out of that.
I'm going to buy the hell out of that.
What if I want to buy the pink one, though?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that.
I do.
Checking genitalia before allowing purchase of certain colors.
You have to try. Hey, did somebody say that people don't buy white T-shirts?
Yes, I don't like it. People don't really buy white T-shirts.
The first round of El Gordo Gringo shirts I ever did was white, and you told me never do that again.
I said that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when you get old, Travis, you say things that are smart and you forget them over time, and then you make that mistake, and all your younger friends go, "You just told me not to do that." But that's true. I do wear your black Olay shirts like a mother. So, and like your mother. Well, how was your show tonight?
Oh, it's great. I'm awesome.
Well, I'm glad you have the confidence, because I know that's been a problem.
What do I got?
In the bedroom and out.
What is this? Why do I have this?
Snorlax. Pokemon.
I don't know why it's sitting in my chair.
Well, maybe you got a prize.
It's a Pokemon for you to sit on.
It looks like the family went to GameStop, I guess. So. Awesome. Cool. But no, the show was great, man. I broke an A string and a D string, and I only had one pack of strings, and then I broke another A string.
Oops.
And those are strings you don't break, but I do.
But it's because you're too manly. Just thank God you didn't break your G string in front of everybody.
Oh man, no, that was embarrassing.
Break the D.
Yeah, I did break the D. Broke it off, and a bunch of motherfuckers.
Well, I gotta go, but I want to get your thoughts on this. And me and Tracy talked about this. She was very ignorant, so I hope you do better. And so was I, actually, to be honest. But
the Palace Theater is $780,000.
That's out of my price range. Yeah, about $780,000.
I might have that next week.
And the new Game of Thrones show. What do you care or not?
Here's the problem with Game of Thrones. It's a prequel. And here's the problem with I loved Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was great up until that last season was so fucking horrible that I can't rewatch the greatest show of all time. Peter Dinklage, when he's on trial, is the best acting that's ever happened anywhere. And I can't watch that shit because I know how it ends. And so shit that I can't watch it.
That's exactly what I said to Tracy. Was like,
so now this is a prequel, knowing that it's all leading up to shit.
Yeah. Travis, did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
I watched the first season until Ned Stark died. Sean Bean, whatever, and then I kind of stopped because I really enjoyed him as an actor, and then I didn't care anymore.
Sean Bean always dies. That's not a spoiler.
What's fair. What's funny about Game of Thrones season 1 is I've always felt like Ned Stark dying was like an alternate. It's almost like a what if comic. Mm-hmm. Like we don't get to see what should have happened. Like Ned Stark should have been spared. He should have got everybody to calm down. There would be no war, 1,000 years of peace because he pulled it out of his ass.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the trick.
But it's almost like he died. It all went to hell.
Yeah.
And then that's what we get to see now.
But that's the trick. That's the story arc. That's what happens. Everything was going to be great, and then take out the hero.
But this is the problem with the show, though. I think at the end season, they swerved just to swerve.
Yes, because I will tell you this. I will tell you this: there was all of the Jon Snow storyline with him dying and being brought back meant nothing.
Meant nothing. And it was like they swerved you just to swerve you. And I think for that, because me and Luke defend these Star Wars movies. Everybody hates these Star Wars movies. Me and Luke like them. I think they're fantastic. I think everybody's smoking a bunch of freaking crack. And there are some valid criticisms to them. They're not perfect movies, but they're Star Wars movies. So when that was coming on, I was like, everybody's being a bitch about Game of Thrones. But when you go back and look at it and think about it, there really was technical problems because the whole thing that who gives a shit about Jon Snow doing anything if he's just going to go escape and live without his bride. He's just going to live and have gay sex with the redheaded wildling. It doesn't make sense. He's just going to ride off into the sunset. So I agree with Luke 100%. I do not care about this Game of Thrones, and I should. And he said exactly everything I wanted to say. It's the best show of all time. They got ruined. It's like Broadway. It's like Boardwalk Empire. That last season ruined that show. But
it should have.
Dexter got ruined in the last season. And Lost got ruined in the last season, and Game of Thrones got ruined in the last season.
The Game of Thrones, if it would have ended with Macy Williams killing the Night King,
that's her.
That would have been fine. That's where it. Yeah.
And you are saying exactly what Julie says. She says to me, the show ends the fight at Winterfell.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to rewatch it, and I'm going to end there.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Because it's so good. But no, it's like you were saying with Star Wars, like you were even having rose-colored glasses on the prequel series, and I said, no, dude, they suck ass. Watch them, and then you rewatched them, and you're like, oh, these do suck. The second Star Wars movie is the worst piece of shit in history.
No. I have never thought the prequels were worth a shit. I thought they were horrible. Now,
the first one, if you take out Jar Jar, is a good movie.
Now, here's what I said that you changed my opinion on. I thought they got better. I thought Phantom Menace was god-awful. The second one was god-awful, but less god-awful. And the third one was just really bad. You said the first one is okay if you took out Jar Jar, and that would be true. It would be okay, even though the Liam Neeson Jedi is the dumbest motherfucker in the Jedi universe. What a moron. But the second one you said is terrible.
Yeah, it sucks fucking ass.
And you were like, there's some scenes that look like GameCube graphics. And I went back, and what I said was, you're right, the second one is awful. It's worse than the first. I would give them 1 star, no stars, 3 stars out of 10.
No,
the first 3 are terrible.
Here, I'm gonna present this to you. Why the third movie is an unwatchable piece of shit as well. It's okay. It's very bland. It's very boring. And then Mace Windu's badass swipes in to kill Senator Palpatine, and Palpatine's acting is no, more power. I'm like, dude, George Lucas has no fucking idea how to direct actors to act, because like some of the shit in the third one, even in the first one, like when they pointed the just the dialogue was so horrible, and the way people presented it, like there was a female pilot right in a ship that's supposed to gets blown up right at the beginning, and she's like, "We're arrived at the base, sir." I was like, dude, can you direct her to fucking act? That's like all of our extras in the fucking church scene. God damn.
Who were unpaid, valued assets.
Volunteers.
But I swear to God, I'm going to have to crop some of them out. We're like, look surprised, and some of the people are going,
oh. Me?
Oh, wow. We're going to have
I have a feeling
Charming.
in editing of that movie, when you get you're going to get like to parts of that movie, and you're going to be like, Travis stole this fucking movie. This motherfucker stole the damn movie.
I don't know. I think everybody on this screen besides me could maybe say that. I think I even said this to Tracy earlier. I think she put in some freaking work. I think you were a surprising character because the Arlo character, I think became more important. But I think Travis's comedic character also will be a heavy favorite. Yeah, don't spoil anything. Don't give away the.
That's in the trailer.
And the sad thing, I'm just kidding.
No, here's what.
I want to say this is Tracy's character and Travis's character is based 100% on a real human being.
Yeah.
So enjoy that.
But no, I mean, there's just scenes with Tracy's deadpan and Travis's just complete. It's just gonna fucking rock the world. And I will say, and I don't know if we've announced this out loud, we have made the decision to make the movie in black and white, and I love that because Clerks is my favorite movie. You know, if you ask, if I've broken it down.
Smith.
I've broken it down to, you know, where I had to decide, make decisions. Like my favorite movie is Clerks. My favorite song, I think the best song ever written, is "Give Me One Reason" from Tracy Chapman. If you ask me, so I think that us doing this in black, which is also in black and white. But I think us doing this movie in black and white is going to me is my favorite decision that we've made.
Well, actually, it was Brandon Bishop's. I uploaded that, and he was like, "Dude, you got to color treat that stuff." And I was like, "I did." And he's like, "Just make it black and white," because the inside of that television station that we use as the radio station is the ugliest place on the planet Earth. It was free, and Pat did a great job, but it actually looks like where I used to work. Yeah. But that place is so ugly, and it's like the worst colors for.
Well, Clerks was made black and white out of necessity as well, just because is the cameras he was using and everything. And I think, it was brilliance born out of necessity. And I have a feeling that's how this is going to be. It's going to be brilliance born out of necessity. And
I think Brandon was right too. It's like you'd rather have somebody go, "Oh, look, oh, cool, a black and white movie," instead of somebody going, "Oh, what's wrong with the colors in this movie?" And we're going to do not to give anything away, but there might be like a little Wizard of Oz moment. And hello there. That's Lenny Kravitz again. He's always bitching about Lisa Bonet still being with Jason Mimosa. God don't mind.
Jesus, man. We're going on 10 years now.
I know, give up. She can't have that stuff can't be that good.
And how come he's always calling you?
Hey, I love him. That's why I love Lisa, and he knows.
But your conversation with him is always like, "Dude, get over it. It's all you've said to him for 15 years is get over it."
In the damn Pokemon, we're doing a Pokemon sketch out in Maryland or somewhere. And he calls in the middle of the damn sketch. I gotta take this call. It's Lenny Kravitz. But anyway, Travis, it's good to see you. So. From now on, we're going to do Thursday. This is for everybody, and Billy Parrott. Oh, Billy! By the way, I don't know if you're still watching. We're releasing the skunk T-shirt on Facebook and through the website tomorrow. So that'll be a big thing. And then next week we're going to release another T-shirt, and also we're going to upload the black and white version of our trailer. So
I hate that Billy wasn't in WJHC because, then again. Well, I mean, not as prominent as he was in the hike,
right? Because
that character, he stole the hike.
He did. Well, it's funny. Yeah. Some people love that, and some people did not love that. And the people that did not love that are people who I have a hard time with in personal life, which is so weird. It's like guys that I have a hard time having. It's like I didn't like that fucking. Why did the Forest Ranger character made no sense? And I'm like. Everybody's a critic. The reason that character exists is to show that there's only one authority figure in the woods, and he gets killed. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, and I like that character doesn't make any sense. Okay. It doesn't make any sense. There's a forest ranger in the forest.
It's like, why was he in the movie? And there's been some reviews that were like, I hate that character was stupid. It was like, there's a forest ranger. He drinks. He's one of those comedic characters. He gets killed kind of early, and he gives us a good moment, which kills. Oh, I didn't tell you. I don't know if you guys know. Yeah, Billy, you need a shirt, baby. I didn't know if you guys know, but we're going to do our premiere and I'll get more of the information. We're doing a double screening. I just told Travis, I guess, but it's going to be at the Maryville Drive-In around Halloween.
Man,
We're going to be throwing the football, weenie roast. Well, and we don't have a lot of time to promote it, but
and it's going to be an early, like we did the premiere for the hike, where it was an early cut of the film. So this is going to be an early cut of WJHC.
That's exactly right. So this will not be the finished product, but it will be 95% there.
Fuck,
And
I
so-
gotta get to writing and recording this song.
You do. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I still don't have, but we're going to Frankenstein this mother effer together, and we'll make it good enough to watch. So
Now, I have questions about this weenie roast. Like, isn't that painful?
No, I'm going to be doing the dolphin. I'm going to be helicoptering. Travis has got this move called the
But
double helix when he gets
roasted?
his balls involved. No,
Like,
not roasted like cooked. We're going to make fun of him.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just going to all stand up there and bring
As
our
long as
dicks
I don't
out and have
to
people
look
roast
at-
them.
I don't.
and so far we
I don't
have
wanna see
and so far we've got Don Rickles, Amy Schumer, and Peyton Manning booked for the roast. So, can't
Maybe
wait.
we can get Sam Hewen.
No, shut up. We don't do no Sammy Huggins here.
Travis, it's time to go. But what would you like to say to the big and funky people that have stayed for an hour and a half almost?
Has people been here the whole time?
There's been we've had like it looks like about 70 people watch. There's been like 6 people watching the whole time. So
You guys got something better to do? It's Wednesday. Go play Smash
Shut up.
Brothers or something.
Wednesday.
Sword.
Go watch Big Luke play music. That's what you can do on a Wednesday.
shut up. What about you? You're fired. Hi guys, how you doing? I love you.